run through a motherfucker face.
Welcome to the Marshawn Lynch Show. I like Skittles, motherfuckers. I didn't part of my giant shiny head today. I ain't got time.
So that's the situation, Christopher.
How are you, folks? Welcome to the show. Final day of the week, for me in Dallas at least. You guys get back to the mattress factory. Finish that shit tomorrow. I love it today's weather down here. 60, sunny, dry, windy. And this is Northern California weather. I hate San Francisco, but if I could live anywhere weather-wise, Oakland, San Francisco, you need a jacket in the summertime sometimes. That's my idea of, that and blowing guys. I like those two together. It makes that city perfect. Delicious. You heard it from the best. I'm still waiting on my Bruins. It's so funny. It's the first time I've ever, a Boston sports fan, to see like, I don't know, read about a big game coming up. But I'm waiting for them to blow the team up. Every day I've been checking. They've made one trade, and tomorrow's the deadline. They got today. If I read the paper and it doesn't say they fucking blew up half the team, I'll be very disappointed. Anyways, you guys are sick of hearing that, but what can I tell you? It's my release, okay? Yes, I've wasted a lot of time watching that type of shit, but I also read, too. Have you ever heard of Playgirl? How about Blue Boy?
Is it a real thing?
Yes. Blue Boy was a magazine for, fellas, gay fellas. I used to reference it on stage, and again, 3 tables would laugh, all gay guys. Blue Boy. Anyhow, the friggin' wife, I look over it and I wonder why she smokes me in Jeopardy. She's starting another book last night. I looked over there. I said, it wasn't even 4 days ago. You had one as thick as 2 phone books. She goes, I know. When I'm not reading, I put it on. Well, how do you fucking keep the books and retain that shit? What are you, a gay Ken Jennings? That made no sense. That guy, I know you guys are sick of. We watched him again last night, 2 shows. Oh my God. I don't know how you can be that well read. I just don't get it. Let's get on to Virgins Await You. I don't know why that's a present. President Trump issued a public, like I've ever fucked a virgin. I get the ones that, I used to look for little signs when I was single trying to meet girls. You talk about their lives and shit, and I'd wait for them to say something that it would go like, yeah, I know I'm gonna get laid today. I always like when a girl said, yeah, I used to cut myself. President Trump issued a public warning to the Hamas terror group Wednesday that he is sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Wow, that's not mincing words. And urged them to release all remaining hostages immediately. They're probably dead. Excuse me. Or there will be hell to pay later, he said. In short terms, he said this.
The Antichrist. You got me in a vendetta kind of mood.
A vendetta kind of mood. Is it vendetta? Shalom Hamas. It's sort of like, what's the Hawaii one, Dallas?
Aloha.
It's coming and going, right? Yep. Shalom Hamas. Ciao, too. Means hello and goodbye. You can choose the president. He said, the president said you can choose, the president wrote on Truth Social, after meeting with 8 freed hostages in the Oval Office Wednesday. Release of all the hostages, excuse me, now, not later, and immediately return all of the dead bodies of the people you murdered, or it's over in capital letters for you. Isn't this refreshing? Yeah. Is this not refreshing? Only sick and twisted people keep bodies, and you are sick and twisted. Trump added that not a single Hamas member will be safe if you don't do as I say. Holy shit, they must be over there shitting their sheets. I have just met with your former hostages whose lives you have destroyed, the president raged. This is your last warning. For the leadership, now is the time to leave Gaza while you still have a chance. Also, to the people of Gaza, a beautiful future awaits you, but not if you hold hostages. If you do, you are dead. This reads like a letter from an ex-girlfriend I got. Actually, it wasn't an ex-girlfriend. It was I was changing a telecommunications company. Make a smart decision. Release the hostages now. This is all capital letters, or they'll be held to pay later. I think you pretty much made that point, Mr. President. He ain't playing. White House press secretary. It's so nice to see a blonde-haired girl, beautiful face, instead of that Muppet fucking. Caroline Levitt said that Trump met privately with former hostages Lair Horn, Omar Shemtov, Eli Sharebi, Keith Siegel, Aviva Siegel, Nama Levy, Duran Steinbrecher, and Noah Argameni. Wow.
You did a good job.
Huh?
You did a good job.
I dated a lot of Jews. Well, they were lawyers. I didn't date them, but anyways, but God bless them. Imagine they were underground, blindfolded, being starved and shit.
Those were some tough Jews.
That's what the Palestinians said when they left. Anyways, it's just so refreshing to hear that. Trump's like, I'm going to fucking... He's coming this far to say, we're going to put a nuclear warhead up your camel's ass on the way to work. It's so refreshing. And this also was refreshing. That's why I put it after this story. Stephen A. Smith, again, Stephen A., take him, I can take him, I'll leave him. I always say to Dallas, he's smart because he knows. He knows what sells. Ever since Muhammad Ali came on the scene, the black guy with a big mouth, who's entertaining. Stephen A. Smith's a smart guy too, but he knows how to play it. He sort of walks that line where 1 minute I'm like, oh, I hate this guy. He's typical big mouth, takes himself too seriously. But then, then you'll see him on with a political show making perfect sense. He's on Sean Hannity all the time. He knows how to walk that fence. I don't trust any of them. What do you mean, Nick? Shut up. Anyway, Stephen A. Smith smacks The View over the head with the truth. Stephen A. Smith straightens out the ignorant bitches. I guess I wrote this one. At The View, who are still in denial about how bad their party got slaughtered by Trump last November. And again, this is I was going to say speaking truth to power, but this herd of cattle he's talking to, not exactly powerful, but can you imagine? This is a propaganda show. It's unreal how it's been on for 30 years or some shit. Joy Behar is like 81 years old. I met her in her 50s as a comic in New York. He handed her a career just to badmouth and lie. Hate sells, man. That's what was proven at that speech the other night. They are nothing but filled with hate. It's insane. Aim for the wrong people. They defend the rapists and people sneak it over. They defend Hamas. They are fucking insane. Stephen A. Smith, tell these bitches what up.
Only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%, one of the smallest ever, and he won the general election by less than 50%.
Listen how she cherry picks. She doesn't mention that he won the popular vote as a Republican by the biggest margin. She cherry picks. I hate her. I used to like her. She's actually nice to me, and again, gets paid millions of dollars. I could do this. How the fuck am I not getting her money? She couldn't carry my joke book, this Mamaluke. Anyway, Steven, straighten the back, child.
So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, it is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won the popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's...
Okay. How'd that feel, Joy? Now, do you feel stupid? She can cherry pick. But he only won by this much. 89% of the county switched. Unbelievable. They must fucking pay her a tremendous amount to be a lying, dried up piece of fucking sausage. Let's lighten it up. This made me smile, this story. Wait your turn, asshole. As you know, I've been flying crisscrossing the country and some other countries for 37 years now. And I didn't always hate flying. I didn't always hate airports. And then after 9/11, everything fucking changed. And I've been hating it ever since. But this was always a stick in my craw. Boarding. I'm one of these guys, people could call it petty or whatever. You're not going to fucking get one over on me. I don't care if you're a fucking 90-year-old lady in a wheelchair with diabetes. If your fucking ticket says group 3, which it wouldn't, you're not getting in front of me. I'll dump you out of the chair. You're not getting one over me. My mother used to say, you don't let shit slide, Nick. That's your problem. It's your fucking problem. Shut it. Anyways, that's how I am. It's how my buddy Zook was. Ever. People try to. I've gotten arguments with couples. I mean, luckily for the last, I don't know how many years, I've been flying first class, which is so fun because I see people inching up and shit, and I'll just. And the other thing, they start to line up. Sorry, fucking cigarettes. They start to line up. They're like children, right? We're not even boarding yet, and they start to line the fuck up. I remember I was at LaGuardia. People are lining up, so I stay seated like you're supposed to. And as soon as they said, after the veterans, blah, 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 group 1, I just walked stepped right in front of everybody. And they're like, oh, a couple guys are like, oh. I go, first of all, that's not an official line. You guys decided to stand there for 30 minutes. Yeah. So don't owe me, Fucking. And again, most people, I guess you live long if you let that shit slide. I don't believe in that. I say sweat the small stuff and let it fly. That's the sign of an asshole. No, it ain't actually. You can eat all the shit you want. I'm not eating shit. I don't care who it's from. And I've been, and I'm not kidding what? I've had at least 5 times a security had to come talk to me. Remember they locked me in that tunnel in fucking Southwest? Anyways, travelers are calling on airlines to actively stop line cutters during the boarding process. Yes, I've done the fake limp thing when they said, if you need an extra time. No. American Airlines has already begun prohibiting, which is good, that's what I fly most of the time, people from boarding ahead of their proper zone, otherwise known as gate lice. Gate lice. That's an insult to lice. Last year before Thanksgiving, American rolled out a new technology used during boarding that audibly alerts gate agents when a passenger is attempting to board ahead of their designated assignment. So if you try to go up there and try to, get on early. Yeah, but they actually shock you with a cattle prod. It's great. Just like, remember in Casino? Fucking guy. It just shows the nature of people, though. Fucking. Like I said, how about the emotional support animals? Have you seen one lately? In the last 2 years? Boy, that was a big fucking scam. But my other beef is, a lot of time the girls behind the counter aren't paying attention. I've had many times where they go boarding group 1, and then they don't say anything. People start walking up who have no idea who's boarding, and they start getting in line. And they never go, only group 1, we said. They just let people, so everybody else starts to go, well, if everybody else is getting on. A lot of time it's the flight agents, a couple of chicks who couldn't work at Wendy's, but they're behind the counter. Other airlines have not yet adopted this protocol, and travelers appear to be noticing the negative effects of gate lice. Well, it's about time. You're just noticing now. I flew in Japan. Dallas might be. He's kind of a military guy. In Japan, you sit down at the airport. Everybody's sitting nice, and the gates are like right there. You're like a horse in the starting gate. But it's no problem. They start boarding. I don't even remember how they did it. But there was nobody standing to get on early and shit. We're in a hurry. Then again, that's because we get shit to do in America. With overhead bin space at a premium, that's the other thing. This issue really matters. There's nothing worse than having to store your carry-on rows behind your seat and then having to wait until everyone deplanes before you can retrieve yours. And it does happen. Not to me it down. I'll throw somebody's shit out. No. Like I'm going on vacation next week with the wife, and I'm so spoiled. I've been flying almost all my life by myself with a duffel bag. I don't care if I'm gone for 2 weeks. I can fit it in a duffel bag. I figured, I'm watching the ID Network, and I'm like, if this guy can fit a whole body into a suitcase, I can definitely fit. That's another thing I got to write a bit on. I don't know how they do it. And they don't even cut the person up. They fold them like a towel. I have a lot to say about this, as you can see. Anyways, I'm spoiled, and my wife's going to have maybe an extra bag, or one of those ones with wheels on it, which I fucking hate, and I'm going to have to put it up there. I'm already annoyed. Isn't that horrible? If only common courtesy was practiced, American Airlines or other airlines wouldn't need to create a new position. Well, yeah, do you know anything about the human condition? They wouldn't need to create a new position. As our social skills and courtesy weaken, thanks to the Democrats, creating a boarding tech position seems to be warranted. Gone are the days when peer pressure, also known as other passengers, would firmly remind the gate lights to go back to this was a great point, designated zone. Today, speaking up can quickly turn into a brawl. Well, I'll take my fucking chances. You know what I mean? Don't eat shit. And we know who they're talking about. I haven't seen too many white people brawling. Right, Spirit Airline? Not to single you out, you mamalukes. Anyways, that's good news, at least for me. But I love having the idea that when people think, I hold it up, it says 1A. You couldn't... I go, what are you, sitting on the pilot's lap? How are you trying to get ahead of me? Of course, it's a hot broad. Yes, I am, as a matter of fact. I blew him in the men's room. Let's move on to one of our favorite people in the Trump administration, one cranky motherfucker who is cranky for a reason because he takes this serious like you should. Tom Homan. You all know him. You all love him. He sets Boston governor straight. Her name's Maureen Healy, lesbionio. Again, nothing wrong with that, but he sets her straight about Boston, sanctuary city, and how they get in the way of detaining illegals. So Tom Homan's like, okay, is that what she has to say? Because she has a problem with what he's saying. And I don't know if she understands how federal government usually takes precedent over, But again, she's an empowered woman who goes down on other broads. So, that she's strong and she's got a haircut like Karen. I was going to go with Bill. Karen's fine. But here's Homan and Healy. I think Healy's popping off first, and then Homan will reply.
Seems to me you shouldn't be threatening to bring, what was it? Hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Would you meet Tom Homan if he came?
Ooh,
of course I would.
Yeah, he's got a nice ass.
Yeah, it sounds like I might need to explain a few things to him.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
who investigated and prosecuted crimes, including with federal authorities, for a number of years here. Maybe he doesn't have the benefit of that knowledge.
Fuck you, bitch. I hate you. Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch!
That was a rebuttal. Those are Tom Homan. He adopted these kids. I love it. Oh, yeah. Aren't they cute? Before I play Homan's response, let me just remind you people, if you want to see me do stand-up live, go to Cohoes Music Hall on April 25th in Cohoes, New York, or May 15th and 16th at Zanies in Rosemont, Illinois. Great friggin' club. Merchandise. If you want to support the show, go to the merchandise page. We have all new stuff. The wife put her heart and soul into this, rewrote the whole page, designed it, and that's why you'll see a lot of, sex toys, Nick DiPaolo sex toys, and whipped cream cans, and we have silly string and nipple clamps. Those are all on sale. You can watch full episodes of my show and Louder with Crowder and all exclusive Rumble content ad-free with one subscription. You hear that? One subscription. So join Rumble Premium and enter the promo code Mug Club. That's one word to get $10 off an annual subscription. Do it. Show's getting popular, folks. I got news for you. And big things are going on at Rumble. Can't talk about it because we don't know how it's going to all turn out.
Hi, good night, everybody.